So what happens when you take local honey and combine it with local beer? I'm told it makes super good bread, and you don't have to be a baker to make it. Natalie Mikles with Made in Oklahoma is back with us here in the Air Comfort Solutions kitchen with this delicious bread recipe. Easy to make?
It is maybe the easiest recipe I've ever brought to you.
Well, let's do this, because she's really kind of dumbing down the recipe. It's like, okay, we're going to have to take it really simple for Leanne.
This really is, I'd never made a beer bread.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, I'm going to just try it and see how this works. We have the great local honeys here in Oklahoma. And I thought, you know, it might be fun to try that.
Right.
You know, try the honey, try a beer, make the beer bread. So I'm going to start with 3 cups of Shawnee Mills flour. I'm making a bit of a mess there.
No worries.
And, you know, Shawnee Mills is made in Oklahoma. It's been in Oklahoma forever.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, and it's a great, great flour. So always look for it. You know, when you're grocery shopping, it's always nice to look for those local ingredients.
Yep, keep it right here.
Yeah, it's nice. So
profitable.
3 cups. There we are. Yeah, this you're not going to believe how fast this comes together. Okay, now a tablespoon of sugar.
Okay, so flour, sugar.
A teaspoon of salt. A tablespoon of baking powder. That's quite a bit of baking powder, but I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Now we're going to add some honey, and there's a lot of good local honeys here, but this is Cheatwood's honey. I love their honey. Rourke Acres is another really good one, and we're going to use quite a bit of honey, which I love in this recipe. It makes it really sweet. Well, I say really sweet, sweet enough, you know, that it's just a really good flavor.
Sweet bread, but just it's got a little bit
just a good. You can really taste the honey. I should say the honey really comes through. So we have our honey, and now we're going to add the beer. And this is really neat. I mean, it's kind of like a little science experiment.
I love it.
So I'm using Stone Cloud beer, and they are a great, really fun beer maker in Oklahoma City. Yeah, they have Chuck Norris. This one is Neon Sunshine. They have Danny Boy. They have
BOI.
Yeah, they have some really neat ones, and they're fun. So
and you'll notice that can was not open until this very moment.
That is correct.
So, okay, very good.
That is correct.
Sure. You're going to use the whole thing?
I'm going to use the whole can, and this is a 12-ounce can. Okay. So you're going to see a little chemical reaction here. It's pretty cool. So the yeast, the yeast from the beer combines with the starch in the flour and the baking powder, and then it makes a chemical reaction. It's really, really neat. So, you know, normally you'd have to have, you know, yeast to make bread, unless it's a quick bread, but this actually is a yeasty bread.
Because you have added the beer. Absolutely,
yeah, and you can see, I mean, it really gets fizzy, but, I mean, just a few turns here, and then we're going to stick it into the loaf pan. I mean, that's all you have to do. Actually, I am going to add some butter, because butter in this bread just gives it a really good, you know, that good buttery taste.
Why not add butter?
Why not add butter? Absolutely. You don't want to overmix this bread. I mean, this is one of those where it will get tough if you mix too much, so that's it. That's all I would do.
Really good.
Yeah, that's it. 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm using Highland butter, another great Made in Oklahoma company, and we'll mix that in. And then this is going to bake 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes in an 8-inch loaf pan.
And you've sprayed that?
I did. I sprayed the pan, so it is good to go.
Makes it a lot easier that way.
Yeah.
And that fits in there?
It will all fit in there, yeah. You know, I made a couple of these yesterday, and I actually made one this morning, so this is maybe just a little bit warm still.
Okay, so we're going to, and since she already put the spray in it, it's just going to pop right out. And right there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and I'm going to try it, because I'm really curious the flavor.
Yeah, you'll taste a little honey. Yeah. You'll taste a kind of a yeastiness, but you know, even if you don't like beer, it's not going to, it's not overwhelming. Right, okay. You know? So there we are. And you know, it's not the most beautiful bread. You can see it's.
Oh, I don't like beautiful bread. Yeah, I like bread that tastes like that is delicious.
Yeah, isn't it good?
That's going home with me. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean it's a little rustic looking, you know, but you can flatten it down and make it look a little better. I kind of practiced with that this morning. Got it. But you know, it's great. You slice it and you put some. I put honey and butter on top, and you get that extra flavor.
That's fantastic. And the thing, I like the kind of rugged look. Yeah. It looks like you made it.
It does.
And I mean, come on, if you're going to do the effort, let's do it all.
You can tell it's homemade.
We are going to put all that recipe, which was super simple. Yeah. Even I could do it. We're going to put it at our website at newson6.com/recipe. It is honey beer bread with Made in Oklahoma products. Always a pleasure, Nat.
Yes.
Loved it, loved it, loved it. I am, I swear. I'm taking it home. Yeah, I think it's okay to take it home.
It's good.
Okay.
You're good.